Whiskey, gift box, whiskey, gift box, whiskey, gift box, yeah. Now, one of the best things about the holidays for a whiskey drinker is the Whiskey Holiday Box Set, where you get a chance to try sets of whiskeys that you would probably never even think of trying, or even get a nice kind of accoutrement to go along with the whiskey let's face it, you were going to buy. Anyways, so today we are doing our Whiskey Wonders that show the top 10 whiskey box sets that we have seen available for this holiday season. We talk about which ones we like the best and maybe which ones are on our wish list. Now, if you like the Wonders, if you like the hauls, the reviews, the unbottlings, the unboxings, and kind of all the great stuff we got cooking up for you, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. It's good for your whiskey mojo, and you know what? You get notifications when our newest videos come out every Sunday, and sometimes in between. Now, let's get down to the Wander. All right, now let's do a real quick whiskey check to get a start on some of the holiday cheer. So today I'm going to be enjoying a little bit of this Smoke Wagon Rye, which is something that we picked up a little earlier this year. And I'm really kind of excited and happy and joyful to get a chance to weather through the holidays with this one. Because, well, you know, definitely has enough ABV on it to help out tolerate the in-laws. And it's got enough rye goodness to keep things very interesting. So let's get this one open, see if we can get a pop. It's okay, not the best. So to whiskey, because really, you can never drink too much of it. You can only just drink it too fast. Cheers. So first on this list is a very well-known whiskey worldwide, which is the Dewar's 15. It's got a Costco ID number, an item number of 822129. It's priced at $29.99. And I feel like this is a nice value for what you're getting, because along with the full 750 milliliter bottles, and it's not that 700 milliliter bottles you get in Europe, of the Dewar's 15, you also get two mini bottles, Dewar's 12, as well as the Dewar's 18. So you can get a nice feel for how that whiskey changes over the different age statements. So you have the 12 mini, the 15, the big bottle, and then the 18 mini, and you can see over the different years how it tastes. So it's, you know, in my opinion, just nice to have those different age statements. And hey, you know what? Worst comes to worst, you can save the minis for yourself and then give the big bottle away as a gift. Just a suggestion. All right, next up is another Scotch, which is the Glenlivet 12, which also comes with two mini bottles, but this time it's only the 14-year-old and the 15-year-old of the Glenlivet, which is still a good way to get a survey of Glenlivet, of what they have to offer, or just have a bit of diversity within the line of Glenlivet. Now, the Costco item number on this one is 1486626, and it also has the same cost of $29.99. But you know, like me, if you are an age queen, then perhaps the price for the Dewars at the same price is probably going to be a better deal, because at least you get the 18 and the 15. But again, you get the two extra bottles. Keep those in your glove box if you end up somewhere a little more time on your hands than you know what to do with. All right, so number 3, and the last on the first tier of this whiskey bourbon holiday taste set list is a great gift for a bourbon lover, which is this Gentleman Jack. Which comes with a bar towel, so you know you don't have to use those old t-shirts anymore to mop up any spills. And it also comes with a whiskey sour mix, which is basically just, you know, spruced up sweet and sour. The Costco number on it is at 1868252, and the price is a bit higher than those last two at $36.99. But for me, I mean, I think I would probably just go for the bottle by itself, and you know, or maybe it'd be cool if you can get the bottle with some other mini JDs. But instead in this set, you get a bar towel, which kind of makes sense because Jack Daniel's is almost more of a t-shirt company that happens to sell whiskey than a whiskey maker. So it's on brand for them, but for me, the extra towel and the sweet and sour mix are just not a great value add. So if you do see this one, I would say maybe just buy the bottle for any of those Jack Daniel's lovers. All right, so next up, we're getting into the mid-tier of these whiskey box set ranges. So they can range from $50 up to about $80 for any of these sets. This first one is one that, for me, seems to be kind of the real sweet spot for value, especially for those folks who are bourbon lovers. This one, of course, is not from Costco. I know, shocking. But they are other great places in the world to get whiskey other than Costco. This one is actually from Total Wine and is priced at $50.99, which includes 3 bottles of Kentucky bourbon, so the Jim Beam Black, the Basil Hayden, and the Knob Creek. And the value add to this one is not so much that you get the 3 bottles, because at the same price, you save a couple dollars on all 3. But the value added to this is you also get a free admission to the distillery, which I think is kind of cool. I mean, who doesn't love a good tour of a distillery, or really a good tour of anything? But of course, you do have to pay your own way to get to the distillery. But if you like bourbon, or you want to give it to someone who likes bourbon, each are reasonably good. So I think this one would be a recommendation as a great gift for a person who loves bourbon whiskey. So next one on this box set list for the holidays, that would be number 5, is one that I think I would get because it's from High West and includes 2 of their most popular main line whiskeys, as well as some like mixers to go along with them, if that's your thing. Now, High West is one of those new age whiskey companies, so I'd put them in the same category as like Redwood Empire or Smoke Wagon, or Barrel Spirits, those types of companies who are making whiskeys like for today's taste. They're really sort of pushing what bourbon made today will be defined as. So they're not trying to make bourbon that's harkening back to the olden days, which is great, but that's just kind of not what they're doing. They're trying to make it for modern taste. In this set, you get the High West bourbon as well as the High West double rye, so you kind of sort of get to try both ends of the spectrum. Whether you're a bourbon guy or whether you're a rye guy, you can get a feel for how High West does both. It also comes with pre-made cocktail mix, which, again, I'm not really a huge fan of. I think it's more of an attempt to justify the price than really adding any value to it. But again, that's just me. The cost here for the High West box set at Costco is at $69.99, and the Costco ID number is at 1704987. So this is one that I think I would actually consider for myself if I didn't already have the 2 bottles at home. And I always feel kind of guilty when you get these sets and you get the pre-mix cocktail mixes, and I never drink them, but I can't really throw them away because I know they're kind of valuable, or I don't know, it's just some sort of psychological thing. So, but it's a good set, especially if you want to give it to someone who is a normal bourbon drinker but hasn't really moved into the newer age bourbons. All right, so next up is this Jefferson's Oceans that comes with a glass. Now, the thing with this whiskey is that it is stored on a boat, so it kind of sloshes around during the aging process, which purportedly improves the flavor as it gets a unique exposure to the barrel. I don't know, seems like gimmicky to me. But I have been meaning to try this one out, and I just, haven't been able to pull the trigger on it, and I haven't got around to it. But you know what? Maybe somebody might get it for me for Christmas. Anyways, the Costco item number on it is at 1706394, and the price on it is at $69.99. So I would say, for me, this one is going to be a pass unless, you were planning to buy Jefferson Ocean anyways, or if you want to buy it for someone who wants it, I guess. Now, this next one is one that I think that I would probably end up getting for myself, or trying to circle in the magazine and leave as conspicuously around the house, which is for those Maker's Mark fanboys like myself, which is an ensemble of the private selection of the Maker's Mark brand. In fact, I probably should have bought this one when I saw it, especially as a guy who loves vertical tastings of really anything. It could be plutonium, I'd still like it. So this one has bottles that are from 2019, 2020, and 2021 of the same type, which means you get to taste how the quote-unquote same whiskey changes over time. And by that, I mean the same way you can't put your hand in the same river twice. Well, you can't have the same whiskey year over year. Now, the Costco number on this one is at 1345369, and the price is not cheap. It comes out to $79.99, which puts it at the high-end range of our mid-tier whiskey holiday box sets. But if you know a Maker's Mark lover, or in fact yourselves are a Maker's Mark lover, then this is a great gift to give to them, or to give to yourself. Now, along the same lines, as we get to the higher edge of the mid-tier range, is this Glenmorangie and Ardbeg double pack, which is kind of an odd combination. The item number on it is at 1501482, and there are 2 full bottles of both the Glenmorangie Lasanta 12-year-old and the Ardbeg and Oa. And this is a great combination for those people who enjoy more than one type of Scotch. The Ardbeg is known for its delicious, peaty, and smoky signature style, while Glenmorangie is more of a sweet, silky, unpeated style that it has. So putting them both together is a great set to have because really depending on how you feel, you can go from one side of the Scotch spectrum to the other all on the same night and all in the same package. And also they are both kind of great whiskeys on their own. The price on this one is at $79.99, which again is right at the same level as the 3-year vertical set of the Maker's Mark we just talked about. But for me, being a bourbon lover a little bit more than I am a Scotch lover, I think I would end up picking the Maker's Mark over that. But if you know a Scotch lover, this is a great option for that too. So now we're getting the top tier sets that I've seen so far for this year's holiday whiskey set season. So these are going to be whiskey box sets that run you basically $80 and up. And some of them are that cost because just the whiskey that are in the set, but others are because of the amount of whiskey or even sort of just for the novelty of the whiskeys that are in there. So this number 9 set that I think is another one that I would probably pick up, which is a set of 4 bottles of this Old Forester. It includes the 1870, the 1897, the 1910, as well as the 1920, which are all pretty standard for the Old Forester line, but each of them are great on their own. Now, each of these dates represents a point in time within the whiskey maker's history that they model the bourbon after. So it's kind of a snapshot of bourbon within that time frame, which I think gives it a very cool old-timey nostalgia feel to it for the whiskey. Now, this one is great for somebody who obviously likes Old Forester, or maybe is kind of early on in their bourbon whiskey journey and they just need a little bit of a push to get them out of like that standard rotation of whiskeys that they're already in. And this is a great opportunity to do that and get a great taste for the Old Forester line. Now, last and most novel, which you know what that means, is that in the whiskey box holiday set game, novelty means it's going to cost you a lot more, is this World of Whiskey sampler, which I think is actually pretty cool. I mean, just looking at it, it's got so many little bottles and so many pieces. It feels like that science kit you got as a kid for Christmas, where all the pieces just end up broken like and all over the place. But unlike that science kit, this one includes scotches from Coalai, which I think is probably the most well-known, the most recognizable in the set. Then there's also a bunch that are labeled private distillery that is sort of a crapshoot as far as what you're going to get. And the downside is if you do like any of those private distillery whiskeys or scotches, you don't know where they are. So you may never find them again. But one thing great to consider about this one is that there are a ton of scotches in here from distilleries that you would probably never ever try anyways. So it's a great way to get into Scotch and to get a full survey of things, at least that you might like from the different areas so you know. The real downside for this one is that it is $149.99, Costco item number 1704397. And you don't really get any whiskeys that are over 15 years old. And like a box of chocolates that you get as a gift, you will probably end up with a bunch of whiskeys that you don't even like and that you don't even finish, but you can't throw away because, I mean, that would be alcohol abuse. So essentially, someone is unwillingly bequeathing to your children your least favorite whiskeys out of this set that are only going to be cleaned out of your estate at your estate sale. So I don't know. I don't know if it's a gift or a curse. So for me, I don't even know, right? It might even be better just to spend the money on 1 or 2 great whiskeys, or maybe get 2 bottles of the Lagavulin 11, the Offerman version, which is out everywhere right now, rather than spending on the full smorgasbord of whiskeys that you may or may not even like. All right, so that's it for the 10 best whiskey holiday box sets. And for me, I think what I would pick up is the Old Foresters, the 4 set, as well as the Maker's Mark vertical tasting set, because, again, I'm a sucker for vertical tastings of pretty much anything. And then on the Scotch side, I think the only one I would get would be the Ardbeg and Glenmorangie set, because I think that's pretty cool, and I like them both. Now, if you do like these videos, if you like the videos of the wanders, the hauls, the reviews, the unbottlings, the unboxings, and kind of all the great stuff we got cooking up for you, and we got a ton of great stuff cooking up for you, don't forget to like and subscribe. That way you can get notified when our newest videos come out every Sunday and sometimes in between. Now, remember, if you do see a whiskey that you like, even if it is a holiday gift set with a bar towel and a cocktail mix, just make sure you buy it. Because if you don't, somebody else surely will. And even in this case, it might even be me. All right, everybody, have a jolly rest of your week. I'm out, and adios.